In the previous video, we learned how to set up a login to the wiki, saw what resources were available, and saw how to start our own first wiki and add a few headings and some paragraphs. Now in this video we're going to look at some of the more advanced formatting, things like indentation, adding numbered or bulleted lists of definitions, cross links to other parts of the wiki, and of course references. So what happens if we want to indent a paragraph? Well, this is very easy. All we do is add a full colon in front of that paragraph, and if we show the preview, we can now see that paragraph 3 is indented. Now use your indentation sparingly. The regular paragraphs that you have under headings, I wouldn't necessarily indent them because it doesn't really go with the default wiki style. I would indent things for emphasis, or indent tables, or indent some equations if necessary. You can take a look at the example page that I already set up about determinacy and stability to see some examples of where indentation can be helpful. Now if we want to indent a little further, all we do is add one more full colon, and I'll add a regular one for comparison. And now you'll see that you can indent a little bit further. So that's very easy. Now what about if we want to make a bulleted list? Why is paragraph 2 the best? This is another pretty easy thing to do. If you want to make a bulleted list, all you do is you use asterisks, which is Shift 8 on the keyboard. So we can say it is the second one. First is the worst. Therefore second is the best. So each asterisk that I add adds a new bulleted item. Now we can also add indentation to our bulleted list if we use a double bullet like this, double asterisk, or triple asterisk. And we end up with a situation that works like this. So you can build a hierarchy into your list very easily. Now what if we wanted to have a numbered list instead of a bulleted list? Well, all we do is we replace these bullet signs, these asterisks, with number signs, and we can still have nested lists as we did before. And I show a preview, and this is what we get. So for each item below, you start a new numbering scheme, and it automatically indents and takes care of all of that. More advanced bullets and numbering can be found in the formatting section of the wiki formatting from the main page. If we go to formatting here, and we can see some more advanced examples of bullets and numbering. Now, what if we want to have some definitions? Like here I have some definitions on my main page. How do we create those and format them automatically? So say under heading 3 we have some definitions. Well, instead of a full colon, what we do is we use a semicolon. We have word to be defined, and then we do a full colon after that. So it's like the word to be defined is full colon. This is the meaning of the word. And we can copy that definition multiple times to see what it looks like if you have a bunch. Oh, and I copied the heading definitions too. I shouldn't have done that. There you are. So we have a word to be defined, and then we have the meaning comes automatically underneath. Now you can see the formatting is pretty forgiving, even though I've left an extra space here. It didn't really make a huge difference. It added a little bit extra space. I should get rid of that. Now if we wanted to indent these, Under definitions, I could add a colon in front of that. And now these are all indented. So you see the wiki formatting is actually pretty straightforward. Nothing very terribly difficult about it. Now what if I want to link to another place on this wiki? Well, the way that we do that, so please refer to determinacy section. Okay, how we do that, all we have to do is we put a double square bracket and we just use the full title of that page within and close double square bracket. This time I'm going to save the page. Okay, and you see here it's automatically generated a link. If I click on that, it opens up the full page. So if you want to link to other people's wikis, which is a good idea, if you want to work together to make some common pages that relate to all of your wikis together, that's also a good idea. It could save you some work. Now what if I want to make a link to an external site? So now that I've saved this, if I want to go back and edit, I have to hit the edit tab. So that's another reason why show preview is a little bit easier, because you don't have to keep hitting that edit tab after you make a change. So say we want to make a link to Google here. Okay, then what we do is we use a single square bracket, and we can say http://google.ca, and then close bracket. So double square brackets for internal links within the wiki, and then you just put the title of the wiki page, and for external links you can put the full link in single square brackets, and then it gives this little one link here. Now if you want that also to say something, you see, so I put the link to Google here, all it put was a 1 in square brackets and gave me this little icon to show me that it's going external. Then what I want to do is I can put a name here, and now there's a very special character here. I can say Google. Now what's this character right here? That's the pipe character, and that's above the backslash, so it's shift backslash, and that button on your keyboard is right below backspace. So if you look at backspace, right down, shift that key, it looks like 2 vertical lines on your keyboard likely, and that's the character that you use a lot in wikis. Oh, and that didn't work. My apologies, you don't actually need that backslash, that pipe. The pipe character is used in the images, so go to preview, there it is. So now it says Google. So you can see it's going to take you a little bit of time to get to know all of the different wiki commands. That's why it's a good idea to use the quick reference card here, because you can see exactly what you need for every type of situation. And I should do a better job of looking at it. So that's internal links, external links. Okay, the last big topic for this video is how to do referencing. So say I have discussed some idea, and I have some idea that needs to be referenced, and I want to put a reference to it. So what I do is I have to use a tag here, and it looks like this. It looks like an HTML tag. If any of you are familiar with HTML, I use a less than sign, and I put ref. Okay, so that's the tag for reference. Then I can give that reference a name. Okay, so say I'm referring to our textbook, then I would say I could make that name Casamali. I can make it whatever I want, but that's the name of the author, and then I put a greater than sign. So that's the reference tag. Now inside that reference tag, or to the right of it, now I put the full reference text. I'm just going to copy it here to save some time. Okay, so this is the name of the author and the date, and this is the full name of the book. You see I've used double single quotes in order to italicize this title, then the location of the publishing and the publisher. And then once I put in that reference at the other side, I have to put a closing tag, which is /ref. Okay, so the opening tag is this one, ref with the name. The closing one is this one, /ref, and in between is the actual reference. Now this name parameter here, that's optional. If you're only going to use a reference one time within your document, you could leave that out and just go like this, and that'll work fine. But if you're going to use this reference multiple times, then I would keep a name in, because next time I want to use this reference, I don't have to put the entire reference in here. I can just use that name. So, for example, I have a second idea over here. Second idea from the same reference. Okay, and I want to use the Casamali reference. So I would not leave a space between there, because it'll look funny. So all I do is I use the less than sign, ref. So this is the tag, name equals Casamali. Okay, and the only difference here is I have to use this /, and then I use the greater than sign. So this is, if you're familiar with HTML, this is a self-closing tag here. So this little slash here, which was not present here, is basically just saying like I'm closing it. So instead of having a closing tag required, all I do is I put this little slash at the end of the opening tag. So this is a self-closing tag. And so this is the way that you would reference Casamali in all the different places that you're going to reference him if you are. Now the last thing that's necessary if you're going to have a reference list is you have to actually put the reference list in the bottom of your page. So I might put a heading, references, and then I have to put a references tag. And so that references tag is just references /. So this is another self-closing tag, which is why we have the slash at the end. So we don't need this tag plus some information plus another closing tag. We don't need that. This is self-closing, so it's just references with the slash. And what this means is this is going to put all of the reference data from all of these ref tags in the entire document, and it's going to put all that reference data in the bottom. And if you visit Wikipedia, this is the way it works in Wikipedia. So it's going to put a little 1 next to this point where that reference is located, and when you click on it, it'll link straight down to here. So if we show the preview now, okay, you see we've got some idea that needs to be referenced. This is where our reference tag was. It put a little 1. If I click on that, see it goes down to the bottom. Here's the references title. I can make this title whatever I want, but references make sense. And then here's the reference list, which is generated by that tag. And the second reference that we had also uses the number 1 because it's got the same name and it links to that same reference list tag. So I can save that page, and then I'm all done. And that's how you do formatting in a wiki.